right, so yeah, let me get back to meeting. We are live. Good morning, everybody. How are you today?
And we are live for another fantastic live broadcast, Business Development TV, Trinidad and Tobago, Hilary de Freitas and Bernadette Chinley of WSI. Now, we, for the month of April, are discussing the frictions that you create in your digital marketing campaigns. Today is going to be focusing on your social media, what you do without even realizing you are chasing away your audience when you break social media rules, when you break the rules of the platforms that you use, you are actually hurting your reach. You're hurting your organic reach. And we want to be able to be the people to stop you from hurting your brand, hurting your social media page. We want you to get the best out of the organic. And when you do that, then when you go into the paid version, when you actually sell on Facebook, YouTube, Google, wherever you choose, it will actually benefit you and you will get great results. Now, first notice I'd like to give to you today is simplify your life, simplify your actions, okay? You're in a point in time where maybe you don't have a job now, maybe you have no sales or you have little or no sales going on. Just stop looking at the doom, clear your mind and ask questions. Ask questions starting with how. How can I do this? How can I change? Where is my new audience? What do I need to pivot right now? Okay. When you ask for the how questions and the what to do questions, your obstacles, your fears, just throw them aside after you give them a hug and get to work. All right. So that's what today is all about. Social media is waiting to hear from you. All right. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're an employee, I want you to get creative with your skills, the skills that you have, the skills that you've been putting aside. If you like to bake, if you like to paint, I am saying look to your neighbor, see what they're good at, see what you're good at, see how you can help each other. And let's get back to bartering. It's a simple thing, all right? Bartering worked for many, many centuries. Let's get back to a level of bartering. I can do this, you can do that. I exchange with you for this. I give you my skills, you give me your skills, or products or services, whatever it is. I'm thinking if you cut here, then take your hairdressing salon chair, put it in your yard, put on your face mask and cut here. You know, life is not doomed, all right? If you are a business owner, if you own a company, change where your audience is, shift how you use it. Let's say you make doors, all right? So instead of making doors that swing open, that need people to touch, simply make doors that slide, okay? Just change, repurpose how you deliver your products. You gotta get creative in these times. There's no time for doom. It's only time for how can I and what do I need to do. All right, stay tuned. We've got great stuff for you. Keep listening. If you're a business owner, I want you to rethink. All right, simply like Angostura. Angostura took a line of their a production line, and instead of continuing to make alcohol, yes, alcohol is essential. Not only in Trinidad and Tobago, all over the world, it's essential. So they took one of their production lines and started making hand sanitizer. Isn't that great? I applaud them. Great. Learn from that and do the same thing in your business. What product or service can I use as my champion right now? All right. We're asking you to market smarter. We're asking you to take your marketing budget. Don't just shrink it and put it into, what do you guys call it, paying off expenses. Because if you do that, then you're not going to be in business in 3 months or 6 months' time. You've got to keep marketing. You just got to change how you market. All right. And marketing efficiently doesn't mean that it needs the huge $70,000 a month budget that you've been using before. Even if it used to be $7,000 a month budget, you can still take that 7 or that 2,000 and use it efficiently and smartly and get results so that you can get back up to a bigger marketing budget. And as Seth Godin puts it, your marketing is not in your image that you put up on social media. Your marketing is in your product. How and why does somebody need your product or service right now, and how can you give it to them?
Yes.
Those are the questions you should be asking yourself. If you want those answers right now, Hillary and I are the ones that you should be talking to get your results today. Now, quick 2-minute thing here that I want you to consider is complicated and expensive is not the way to be going right now. If you have been looking at mentions, if you have been looking at what hashtags I should be using, if you have been putting 20 hashtags behind and after every post that you put out on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and Snapchat and wherever else that you're using, that's complicated. And that's not necessarily going to work right now. In my next segment, I'm going to be going through the problems that you're creating, the frictions that you're creating by doing social media, how other people are doing it, because you're not asking the right questions. So that's my intro today. If you want more, definitely connect our BDTV TT group in Facebook, or stay here or click the link, and get to the rest of the video. If you're watching us live, definitely stay on. We got great stuff for you.
Definitely. Thank you, Bernie. All right. So
excellent.
we are going to be talking about now the frictions, right? So how are you making life difficult, not only for yourself, but for your customers who right now, in this situation, yes, they have no problem buying. Just don't make it difficult for them. So Bernie's going to take that away.
And yes, and in that simple point of don't make it difficult for people to buy is the reason why you should not have closed doors right now. It should not be the reason. It should be the don't have "we're closed" sign in front of your business. Give them a reason or a way to connect with you. All right. Now, if you want the best solution to connect with your audience, definitely give us a call, drop us a message. We got great solutions. All right. So problem in social media is that people creating friction with your audience, and you don't even realize, is simply by tagging. When you tag everyone, every post you put up, that's friction, because the people that you're tagging is going to get fed up of your tags. All right. If they have bought from you, you should be celebrating them instead of tagging them. All right. Get their testimony, get their image, their selfie image of them with your product. That's the better way to do it. The one thing you have to understand with social media today is your audience is in control, not you. Stop trying to manipulate your audience. All right. Let's not moan and groan in a time with this lockdown, and we don't know what to do next, and we're running around like chickens without a head. Now is not the time for that. Now it's time to dig down and work on your business and work on your mindset. Again, we have great resources for you. Stay tuned at the end of this broadcast. Expect experts in one thing think that they have the PhD in everything else. So if you look at the experts, let's say in what's the new word they call it now? Aware, mind, oh gosh.
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Everybody is on this mindfulness now. Let's say, for instance, you get to be an expert in mindfulness. That doesn't mean that you're an expert in healing somebody's big toe that has a huge bump on it. Okay, that's not you. Pass it over to the person who is in podiatry, they call it. Okay, you're not an expert in everything. So, so in that being is that people on their page want to tell the politicians what to do. They want to tell the doctors what to do. They want to tell the people who make lovely little sponge things like this. They want to tell them how to do it and what to do. Okay, so focus on your expertise. That's what you should be doing, and making people happy. The flyer concept. On a flyer, in the traditional world, we pack every bit of information on that flyer. On social media, that is not what we do. Okay, each image, keep it. Each image that you post on social media, keep it for one reason only. All right, so that's why you put out several posts and you test one against the next. That's how you get to the image that gives you the best results, and therefore you put your ad spend behind that image. All right. Asking viewers to tag, asking viewers to send your image that you put on your page to their friends. Facebook has a rule called clickbaiting. It's a fancy word for telling you that if you do this, they're going to shut you down. They might not shut you down now. They might not shut you down next year, but they will shut you down. I have heard of an international company. They have stopped 4 years ago. They just lost process with Facebook to try and get back their page, try to get back their audience, try to get back their data. Right? So I'm telling you, I'm warning you, stop. Media frowns on because authentic and it's not transparent. It's not the real you. What you really want.
I don't know if we're hearing. Bernie, are you hearing me? No, so okay. All right, we lost Bernie. Right, so I think Bernie was right. Here we go. Here she's back. All right. Bernie, we lost you for a minute there. Good. You're back.
Oops, sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you were talking about those images and being authentic. Yeah, that's where we lost you.
Right. Okay. So being, yeah, you got to be real, got to be transparent. You social media, your viewers are the ones that are in control. Okay. If you keep doing that kind of stuff, you're gonna lose your social profile and your social pages soon. All right. You've been warned. All right. So I think that's kind of the most of the things that I see pages do on social media. We've said this a million times. I'm going to say it again because there's still a lot of people doing it. Not because a big company is doing a specific activity on their social page, it doesn't mean it's the right thing for you to do. Exactly. I'll give you an example. Amazon is a massive company. Everybody's looking at Amazon and saying, oh my gosh, they're making so much money. I wish I was Amazon. I wish I had bought stocks in Amazon. Guess what? there are lots of things that Amazon is, did you lose me again?
Mm-mm.
Okay. There are lots of things that Amazon is doing that is not good social media best practices for a small business or even a medium business or a business who needs and wants to go international. All right. I'm not going to go into all of it, but I'm telling you, don't just look at another company that is doing social media and copy them.
And copy,
Okay?
exactly.
You got to know what the best practices are, and that's what Hillary and that's what our mission is. We want to get you into the best practices in social media that's going to get you in front of the audience that you want.
Now, even with that in mind, right, Bernie, as we're talking about what are the best practices of social media, I want to just, the thing is, regardless of whether you're in a tight crunch or whether you are in a mindset, as Bernie was saying, what you need to be is in the mindset right now of laying a foundation of digital marketing the right way. Okay? Because right now you are forced to go online, you're forced to use techniques that you probably haven't used before, and you are going to look to others and you're going to copy. But we're here to tell you that there is a right way to approach it. All right. And even if you curtail the process a little bit, we're defining it for you so that you could approach it the right way and do things without causing too much friction. Because right now it's like it's crunch time. But if you keep doing these processes that we're sharing with you and you keep doing it and you keep massaging it, you're going to be getting the results that you want from this channel, from this source. And when we come out of this period, what you will see is that your revenues, your results, your sales would actually grow because now you've got two methods of doing business. All right. So we're gonna look at, first of all, when you're looking at social media, your social media must have a purpose. I am Bernie always laughs at me, but if you're on social media and you're watching funny cat videos, start creating funny cat videos. Okay, that's my thing. Stop watching.
Yeah, chase your cat around the yard and create your own funny
and
videos.
create your own funny video. That's the message here. Okay. And literally, if you think about that, what you're doing is watching, right? And you're watching a lot of people, but what you need to do is listen to the right things, observe and discover the right information. Okay. And a lot of people, when they do the listening portion of their social media, they're listening and they're observing and they're doing their research, because this is like a discovery period. So normally, right, I would have a client or somebody that comes to me and I will take a nice long period of discovery. We're going to do market research and all that stuff. You don't necessarily have that time. So you're going out there and observing what's going on. But what we're saying is that you've got to observe in the right places, understand the problem, and see who are the influencers who are actually presenting this similar solution. So whatever your business is, understand the problem that your product is going. So that's, I just want to hone in on that. Understand the problem that your product serves. If you fully understand that, then you're able to use social media for a purpose, because people have that problem, right? Normally, we will take a long time to get an understanding of that problem, figure out what the solution is, and even come back and do feedback with maybe your product needs some development, right? You don't have time for that right now. But what you have time for is really honing in on the problem, getting into it, the root cause of the problem, and then finding out what other people have solutions and are presenting those same solutions that you have to offer as well. Those are the people you want to observe. Those are the people you want to look at, right? Then you get into the creating. So you know the problem, you want to start creating information. This is when you go out there and you create your stupid funny cat video, all right? But you're entertaining and educating at the same time, mentioning the problem. Your customer has a problem. You want to make sure that your customer who's sitting down on Facebook right now because they have nothing else to do, all right? Make sure that they understand that you understand what problems they're going through, what they need, all right? Very simple example here locally. We don't locally we don't have the luxury of online grocery shopping. And even though it took forever for that to get put in place, that is a
And
simple
it's still
example of,
evolving.
and it's still evolving because they're doing different things. But you see, that is understanding the problem. That's listening to the market, all right? Understanding the problem and then presenting a solution, putting out posts, and they're tweaking everything as they go along. Now we've got an app that we could put our list in instead of typing out our list. Like I remember what the brand and the product and all of that stuff is, right? The quantities. Yes, I know
So
what
we are
quantities
going
I
to
want.
so we're going to get to the process. The process that's going to get you staying on purpose, staying relevant, being transparent. In your messaging, you are having compelling copy that keeps people moving along.
Yes.
The correct sales funnel, because remember, in a sales funnel, people are in different stages of their buying cycle, and people are in your sales funnel for different reasons. They might be buying the same product, but they're there for a different reason.
Yes. And
right?
You have to.
So Hillary is going to go through the process to keep you relevant, transparent, compelling copy, and serving your audience that's in your sales funnel. So let's get to the process.
So the first two steps we just talked about, which is the listening and then the creating content. All right. So once you've done your discovery, once you've done your observation, you want to start creating that content. So that was step 1 and 2 that we went through. Step 3 is now growing that audience. Now we are not in an area where you want to grow. What you want to do is nurture the audience that you already have. So growing is basically you want to attract more eyeballs, and you do that through your relevant content. Okay. Once you've, and you, what you would realize is that this process is very cyclical. It loops back. It often loops back to that first step of listening and discovery. Okay. Because you always have to put out information in your creating the content, and then you listen again. Okay. So you are constantly going through steps 1 and steps 2, right? As you grow your audience and then engage. And when you want to engage, your engaging relies heavily on the type of content that you put out there. In a time when you are trying to figure out what's the next move for you, the type of content you want to put out there is very simply asking questions. Asking questions, which actually creates engagement. Okay. So social media has a way of working many avenues for your business if you follow that process of listening, creating, growing, and engaging. Okay. Because what you're doing is you're trying to get from your audience what do they want by putting out questions, by putting out content that engages them. All right. And then you get that feedback. Social media is really a big feedback loop for you if you use it properly, and you get the benefits of sales at the end of it. All right. You get the benefits of an engaged audience. All right. And then you also get the benefit of inviting them, which is the last step. So I've
inviting them
to purchase, inviting them to buy, inviting them to exchange information. All right. Because sometimes it's not just about the purchase right there. All right. You need to get them to exchange information, get them to follow up with you, put them on a list. All right. Whatever the case may be. And right now we're very much in a buying, because I saw an email, sorry to just quick thing, but a lot of people are unsubscribing to email. So even though social media has traditionally been a place where you generate the leads, what you need to do is generate leads in the right areas. Okay. In the right mechanisms, shall we say. Instead of email, try something else so that you have a phone number and an email.
Yeah, exactly. I want to bring that because in some industries, email marketing and reaching your audience through email is actually growing. And in some industries, it is not growing.
It's not growing.
So according to who your audience is and what information you're putting out there, what reason why your audience wants to connect with you, that will determine whether you should be doing it on email or you should be doing it somewhere else that we call messenger marketing or conversation marketing. The value is more or less the same, because and the process, if you follow the best practices process to follow up with your audience, you're going to get them engaged. Because if you're using your contact information with your leads in the wrong way, you're just going to chase them away.
You don't want to, once you've gotten that engagement, you want to continue a conversation. And the same way on social media, and this is why the best practices that you use on social media, take it with you into your other follow-up marketing, whether it's messenger or email. When you are on a social post and you're engaging, somebody asks a question, you're continuing the conversation, because what you really want there is that post to get engaged. Okay, it's called real-time follow-up. But when you're real-time following up, you're not selling to them in the follow-up, right? You wait for the invite. You wait for them to ask that question that allows you to invite, to say, here's the link to buy, or here's my calendar link, or whatever it is, so that you could get the invitation for them to now take the step further to the buying process, right?
Right, cool. And now, is it time for wrap up?
Well, that is the, so I just, just wrapping up. I just wanted to summarize. So that process, again, remember, it's a loop. It's listening, create, grow, engage, and invite. Listen, create your post, your content, whatever the case may be. Grow your audience by putting out all of that content. Engaging, live follow-up, all right? And then the invitation, get them to put in a name, email, phone number, however you're doing that. You can amplify that with the campaigns, the social campaigns, like the case study we demonstrated a couple of weeks ago. All right, amplify your invitation part of that by
yes, you have a little noise outside your door. So quickly, let's wrap up. So the quick wrap up is, what are the questions you need to be asking yourself? What are the frictions I have in my campaigns right now? What I need to get rid of? I hope we have answered all of this for you. Why is it not working for me? I hope we've answered this for you as well. If you're still in doubt, give us a call. You know, you could connect with Hillary or I anytime. We are on most social platforms. Anyway, keep your campaigns relevant, transparent. Compelling copy is very important. And how does it all fit into the sales funnel? How do I speak always to each and every customer who's in a different sales cycle or in different groups or in a different mindset right now? Let us set it up for you. Let us, instead of you creating your social campaigns yourself and riding on the analogy is riding on a baby wave, that's pretty much not going to go very far. Exactly. I say if we work together, we can actually create a huge wave for you, and that way we can send you off with you and your customers on the best ride ever. Okay. Now, the result we promised earlier in the broadcast, Hillary is going to put the link below. It's time to learn, it's time to read, it's time to get into what other authors are saying, business authors. So Hillary's going to put the link in the broadcast. The books to read. You need to get out of your old mindset and into a new mindset. You need to take charge of your personal development. So if you want to learn how to write better, read the book On Writing Well by William Zinsser. If you need to figure out why it is I am procrastinating so much, I have a great book for you. It's called Motivation Manifesto by Brendan Bouchard.
Yes, it was
If you need to
amazing.
get rid of your worst self, because usually if you are your own boss, this is how Seth Godin puts it. If you're your own boss, you're probably the worst boss ever. So get rid of yourself with get rid of your bad self with affirmations by Noah St. John. Start with a how questions, start with what questions, and your obstacles that are holding you back and your fears will disappear. Get into action, and that's when you get into the reality of making it happen.
Not to put a pun on this, but why do we not ask why?
Because we don't know the answer.
It's
And
because
to,
it's because it's
there you go.
always,
It's a because.
It's a because. You want a
and
result, and the only way you'll get a result is by asking how or what.
Yeah, and if you say because, you're actually giving yourself back the reasons that have been holding you back forever. So that's why we don't ask why. Good question. Good question. Applaud that audience who asked that question. Excellent. I think that's it. That's a wrap for today. We are here every Thursday. In the month of April, we are talking about digital marketing campaigns to keep you relevant in front of your audience, that they want to hear from you, keeping you transparent so that you do not lose your audience after you work so hard to build your audience, how to keep your copy compelling and your audience taking action when you tell them to, and staying in that sales funnel. And after you get people to buy from you, get them into the second sales funnel of the follow-up. All right. Stay great, stay safe, get into action. Talk soon. I look forward to comments and questions. Have a good day.
Bye all.